Okay guys, this is the fourth one of our continued tutorial on AngularJS. Okay, so here as you can see, this is the edit holiday and leave module. Before we have add holiday and leave module, and we just created here our module like the same name, and just like before, it doesn't have any dependency. That's why it's an empty array. And then very first thing we're gonna do, like always try to learn good practice and stuff, and always try to create services, because most of the work I would like to do from the service. And in the service I have this little sorry for that, get data, just like before. When we define our service, we have some dependency of HTTP and this window. This is another service provided by Angular, and these two are here with our callback, with our anonymous function here. Okay, and this anonymous function returns some JavaScript literal, and then JavaScript function, right? By return, we are making all this function available to our client. In this case, our client is of course going to be the controller. That we will talk about it later. Okay, this little method called get holiday by ID. This is not really Angular type. I kind of like hacked it. I passed this. If you look at my URL, there might be a better way to do it, guys. I mean, what I did, I basically need to grab that ID, this guy right here. Okay, so to do that, I just tried. Hey, I want to use their service called $window. And basically, this is basically the window. The location is the JavaScript, plain JavaScript, right? So basically, I find the absolute URL using this. It will give me the absolute URL. Once I find the absolute URL, I'm doing basically, hey, split that into these backward slashes, give me the array. That's what the split function does, right? And then if there is a data, if there is a result, then at least it's linked to just sanity check, making sure. And then basically saying, give me the last value. That when you split it here and give me the last value, so basically that would give me my ID. This one, I'm not that proud of this code. There must be a lot of better way to do it, but just do this demo, okay? And the other thing that I have to do refactoring. See, this one is like very repeating code. I could have used my common code. I would have shared this one. I had to use my refactoring to be done. I don't want to have the same code in too many in different JavaScript files. Okay, once that is done, and then of course once I get that ID right here, that ID from here, and then basically I can use I can call this HTTP get service to the backend server again, because I want to say back to the server, because this is my URL. Okay, I will show you this method in my controller later, and then I need to pass some data. That's why this is how you pass the data. You're gonna say param. That's if you need to pass data, then you're gonna pass this key value pair. So in my case, this holiday and leave ID, and this is my actual ID that I calculated here, and that's it. That's all I do. Okay, and of course, now let's look into our controller. This is my controller here, which is used in right here. Okay, and just like before, I need these to populate. That's why I did that. And then now look at this. This is very neat. Remember, like in our service, we have get data method. So I asked you this service, hey, go and call your method. But this guy is written the promise from so remember, if you look at this guy right here, this one right here, it's just returning this it's calling this HTTP GET to the server. It's because we can check whether it becomes successful or failure or stuff like that. So in here we call this in our controller, and then on success we get the data from the server, right? So basically, and once we get our data, that's really cool, then we basically set this. This is how we automatically, put this all the data populated into our respective DOM object. We have to, we are so used to doing this in the server side, right? So basically, this is my data that's coming out from the server, and here's a start date, set it to start date scope, end date, description, all of. Just by doing this now, we automatically set the correct value to the DOM. It's very easy, right? So let's look at the corresponding server-side code for get data. But it's very easy. Basically, it's going into a backend database, and because now it has the ID, give me that row where ID is primary key is that. That's what it's saying. But let me look at Solution Explorer here. Okay. Now let's look at server-side. So the method that I would like to show here, get data. Okay, that's pretty easy. So just making sure there is an ID that has value, and if the value is greater than 0, means when you call me, this action method, this, remember, as you can see right here, this return as a JSON data. So if there is a value, then basically what I do here is call, hey, give me the matching value, single or default. I know it's a primary key of the table, you must have the one there. If it is there, that's kind of cool. Then basically I return the JSON, JSON P, I'm not sorry, just the JSON object to my client. In this case, my client is, of course, my service, and of course eventually that would be controller. That's it. So just by doing that, now we were able to populate all this field for editing. Let's go ahead and edit these guys. It should work. Whatever. Let's change the timing, and maybe timing is we want it 2 p.m. to our 3:30 p.m. I'm not sure it's Visual Studio. Okay, yeah, should be good. As you can see, it's really right. Let's go ahead and guys, should work. Yeah, this our comments is already here, and the date is changed. Okay, that is nice. That is that. Then of course, I haven't explained to you how the edit works. So next thing, let's look into what happens when you click this edit. What happens when you click this button here, edit button? Okay. In our markup, edit Angular HTTP, corresponding to just like add, we have I just copied this code from the previous one. This edit method here. Okay, that method is, of course, you will find it here in our controller. Oh, sorry, yeah, in our controller, right here. Okay, because remember, like any method or properties that is attached to a scope object will be available to HTML, to the template. Just like before, this is just like before. I grab the value. I could have refactored this code too. See, this is a lot of duplicate, a lot of things to do. So basically here, okay, you know what? I basically collected all this value here and put those values into object called holiday and leave. Basically, these have expose all these properties, and then I ask my edit holiday and leave server, hey service, hey, I would like to post this data to the server. He would be, hey, I know how to do that. He would be happy, right? And then, of course, this guy post holiday data. In this case, just like before, like now I have to run an update, and to do that, I have just a method called update holiday in my controller. Update holiday. There you see, this is a little redundant code here. Basically, I load by ID. Once I find it, I load by ID here, and once I find it, I set all of them. I set this one as